quit your government job to drive a bus, TVS built a global empire. Imagine Madurai in the year 1911. The roads weren't wide like they are today, traveling wasn't as easy as it is now, and for the common man, going from one place to another was nothing less than a test. Bullock carts, horse carriages, and traveling on foot, this was the people's necessity. In this environment, an educated man leaves his secure job to choose a path that people at that time might have called madness. His name was V Sundram Iyengar. He had a law degree, the support of a job, and his family's expectations. But there was a restlessness in his heart. The fear starts here because in that era, leaving a government job wasn't just a career risk, it was putting his family's security at stake. Curiosity is born right here. Why exactly did a man leave the fixed salary of a job to start a bus service, and how did that same decision later lay the foundation for a global empire like TVS? V Sundram Iyengar was born in 1877 in the Thirukkurungudi area of the Madras Presidency. At that time, India was under British rule, and getting an education and securing a job was the dream of most families. His father also wanted his son to study, attain a respectable position, and for his life to move along a secure path. Sundram Iyengar respected his father's wish. He studied law and then stepped into the world of employment. He worked in sectors like railways and banking, where discipline, records, and order were considered very important. But many times, a person looks successful from the outside yet feels incomplete on the inside. Something similar was happening with Sundram Iyengar. He was certainly sitting in a world of files and rules, but his eyes were on the life moving on the road. He saw that the lack of transport wasn't just a lack of convenience, it was a problem that slowed down the speed of the economy. If farmers couldn't get their goods to the market on time, if traders couldn't go to another city quickly, if the common man had to wait for hours for a journey, then how would the pace of development increase? This very question was shaking him from the inside. He realized that India didn't just need educated officials, but also people who build systems, provide service, and improve everyday life. In that era, leaving a job to do business was not an easy thing. Today, words like startup, funding, and entrepreneurship sound modern, but in 1911, these words didn't have that glamour. At that time, business meant uncertainty, risk, and questions from society. People would ask, when you have a job, what is the need to leave it? But Sundram Iyengar felt that if the problem of travel could be solved, the entire region could change. This thinking brought him out of the security of a job and into the dust of the road. In 1911, he started V Sundram Iyengar and Sons. According to official information from TVS Holdings, the TVS Group was founded in 1911 by Sri V Sundram Iyengar, and this name later became the identity for trust, value, and service. These three words later became the soul of TVS culture. Business wasn't just a medium to earn money but a way to build trust. The start of his transport service was a major change for the public transport system of Madurai and South India. At that time, the idea of a bus service was new to people. People were both afraid of the machine and curious. Many people wondered, will this vehicle be safe? Will it run on time? Will it not break down on the way? Amidst such questions, Sundram Iyengar didn't just run a bus, he created confidence in modern transport in people's minds. It is said that his bus service was so punctual that people started setting their watches by its time. This fact isn't just a story, it's a business principle. Sundram Iyengar very quickly realized that in a service business, the biggest product is trust. Whether a bus is beautiful or big, it is first necessary that it arrives on time, runs safely, and respects the customer. This trust became the first capital of TVS. According to the TVS SCS history page, V Sundram Iyengar started his entrepreneurial journey in 1911, and he believed that quality and standards are built through trust and customer service. This means that from the very beginning of TVS, the focus was not just on transport but on service culture. This is the reason why the sentiment of trust, value, and service became linked with the company's name. Sundram Iyengar's vision didn't remain limited to a bus service. He realized very quickly that if you want to run a transport business, just buying a vehicle isn't enough. You need vehicle servicing, spare parts, mechanics, fuel management, route planning, and discipline from drivers. This thinking pushed him forward from being a transport operator to a businessman who built an auto ecosystem. It was this thinking that later took TVS beyond just bus services and into automobile components, dealerships, finance, logistics, and manufacturing. A true businessman is identified in difficult times. During the World War era, the shortage of fuel had stopped many transport businesses. When petrol was hard to find, vehicles would just sit idle. But Sundram Iyengar did not lay down his arms before the situation. He tried to find alternative solutions. This mindset became part of TVS's DNA. If a problem arises, don't stop, change the process, find a solution. The lifespan of any business empire is extended by this thinking. Sundram Iyengar didn't consider employees to be just laborers. For him, the organization was like a family, but family didn't mean laziness. There was discipline, respect for time, an emphasis on quality, and a habit of giving priority to the customer. This old culture of TVS was visible in later generations as well. When a business runs for more than 100 years, the reason isn't just the product, the reason is its values. Products keep changing, but if the value system is strong, the company can change itself for any era. In 1955, TV Sundram Iyengar passed away, but the path he created didn't stop. His next generations took that foundation forward. The TVS family stepped from transport into auto components distribution, manufacturing, and then the two-wheeler business. This was the phase where TVS began to emerge from a regional transport identity to become a national industrial group. This growth didn't come suddenly. It was the result of reliability, manufacturing discipline, and customer trust built over decades. The roots of TVS Motor Company are connected to this long legacy. Today, TVS Motor is a reputed two-wheeler and three-wheeler company in India. According to TVS Motor's official overview page, the company is India's third-largest two-wheeler manufacturer. The biggest turning point in the TVS story came when the group made a serious entry into the two-wheeler market. In 1980, mopeds like the TVS 50 reshaped the mobility of the Indian middle class and small towns. This wasn't a luxury product. It was a vehicle made by understanding the needs of the common man. For the village farmer, the small-town shopkeeper, and the middle-class office-goer, it became a symbol of affordable mobility. TVS had realized that in India, success comes from understanding needs, not just from premium products. Later, the collaboration with Suzuki gave TVS a new direction in technology and scale. The name TVS Suzuki became a name of trust in India. In the 1980s and 1990s, the Indian two-wheeler market was changing rapidly. People wanted fuel efficiency, low maintenance, and reliability. TVS caught onto this need. It built vehicles that didn't just look good in the showroom but also worked on everyday roads, in dust, heat, rain, and on bad paths. Gradually, TVS's product portfolio expanded. The Apache RTR attracted the youth in the performance bike segment. The Jupiter gave confidence to family customers in the scooter market. The NTorq created an image of a connected and sporty scooter. The Raider brought fresh appeal to commuter motorcycles. The iQube took steps in the direction of electric mobility. The XL100 kept the utility moped category alive. And the TVS King made its mark in the three-wheeler segment. This portfolio shows that TVS understands not just one customer but the different lives and needs of India. Today, TVS's business is not limited just to India. According to TVS Motor's international business information, the company has a presence in geographies like the Middle East, Africa, Southeast Asia, the Indian subcontinent, Latin America, and Central America. The company has positioned itself as a global mobility brand and has established the identity of Indian engineering in many markets. In TVS Motor's annual report, the company is also described as a globally recognized two-wheeler and three-wheeler manufacturer with a presence in 80+ countries. This means that the brand, which started with public transport on the roads of South India, has today established its footprint in more than 80 countries. This is the biggest transformation of the TVS story. In terms of market value as well, TVS Motor has taken a huge leap. According to May 2026 data from company's market cap, TVS Motor's market cap was around 1.7 trillion rupees, which is approximately 1.75 lakh crore rupees. Now think, where did this entire story begin? One man who left his job. One bus service that people began to trust. One culture where time, trust, and service were kept above all else. Then, auto components came on that foundation. Manufacturing came, two-wheelers came, electric mobility came, exports came, and today TVS stands on the global stage. This journey shows that a big empire is never built from just one product, it's built from a habit. TVS's habit was not to disappoint the customer. The biggest lesson for entrepreneurs from Sundram Iyengar's life is that opportunity isn't always found in big cities and big offices. Many times, opportunity is right where people are troubled, where the system is slow, where there is some daily problem in ordinary life. The transport problem of Madurai might have seemed like just a nuisance to another person, but Sundram Iyengar saw both business and service in it. This is the difference between an ordinary man and a visionary man. The second lesson is that taking a risk doesn't mean jumping in blindly. Sundram Iyengar left his job, but he understood the need. He saw the market, he saw the people's problem, and he made service quality his weapon. Even in today's time, if someone wants to start a business, they must understand that whether the idea is big or small, the customer's problem must be real. The beginning of TVS wasn't from a fancy idea, but from a real problem. The third lesson is the power of punctuality and discipline. In today's digital world, people talk a lot about branding, marketing, and social media. But TVS's first branding was its bus that arrived on time. If the service is on time, the product is reliable, and the company keeps its word, then the customer himself becomes a brand ambassador. This trust compounds year after year and then turns into a brand legacy. The TVS story is also an example for India's family businesses. Many family businesses weaken by the second or third generation because the new generation abandons the old values or fails to understand the new times. But TVS expanded its business into new sectors while preserving its core values. From transport to components, components to two-wheelers, two-wheelers to electric mobility and global exports, this adaptation became its strength. Today, when we talk about TVS, we shouldn't just remember bikes and scooters. We should also remember that bus which taught people the value of time on the roads of Madurai. We should remember that founder who left a secure job to earn trust in the world of service. We should understand that thought process, that business is not just the name of selling a product, but the name of making people's lives easier.
This video has taught you something new, or if you feel this information should reach more people, don't forget to like and share the video. Your small share can become valuable and useful information for someone else. If you have any questions related to this topic, or if you would like to share your opinion with us, be sure to write in the comment box. We read every question and suggestion from you, because your feedback inspires us to create better content. And if you want to keep receiving such interesting and reliable information about business, the economy, and the world in the future, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel GRT Business and also press the bell icon so that you get notifications of every new video directly. At GRT Business, we always strive to provide you with accurate, balanced, and reliable information. Our news and analysis are prepared based on information obtained from various news agencies, public sources, and public opinion. We make every effort to verify and validate each fact as much as possible. But in case of any possible error or dispute, the responsibility lies with the respective sources. Our only aim is to present you with a correct and trustworthy perspective so that you can understand any topic better.